Numero no sia kasi abobremo peace 104.3 okay 101.7 neat 100.9 Ship House Abeka Junction Accra. Hello 101.5 FM. Ebusian for emamu nyina jo. Ebra so say o my Ghana na ma wodo so nsema yensa ken. Ye refa radio stations be wo ha eduosia so Ghana na ma no ne na ye de ebre wo. Ensemi e live e wo yen Facebook page. Peace 104.3. Say uko YouTuber despite media ho nyina yo ho. So for come mo be ka jo say uko WhatsApp, Zoom, TikTok ho nyina so a yo hobby ya ho nyina obetimi anya peace news ni bi etie na ensema e de bra monwumre de mu akotire bi ni
mampeni John Dramani Mahama kasa se wo betre ebibrem abanya wodo no se wo moma mu adehye apomuden ehia wo mo se de opro abehia no.
To encourage sovereign wealth funds to allocate resources to biotech, to diagnosis and resilient infrastructure.
Na Agric Minister Abaman yese NDC abanyenam feed Ghana program no so the fertilizer bako 40,000 and akukọ oman mantam any constituencies awodo mu.
Minister of Food and Agriculture fertilizer mo ko for the brain yeso yagina Ghana for nyina na mu ese fertilizer ni mfa koma yefiafo
na kokọ bontum no enanwumre ye bete dia kokọ akuafo eka efa ebofofro no eho NPP Council of Elders wom dwam tire ni Honorable Hakman Owusu Agiman watu mabu no fo efa corruption ho
ade am de share nim se kro no bo this o man bo ene niam nyina yenye no ebeye
na amrado wo Kenya man no ne kura de Mombasa mu wode ato ebibrem aman panifo ene ebibrem abanya hodo ni na nim se efini bola ehun asiesie ne se de si kura no Africa ebibrem man bia emane nya na semia ensem bi ka ho na enwumre yi yesi nkonwa madawroma yade eba
Yadia Seda Koma MTN was we there for you everywhere you go, Sasso. And now also chemist in penny for C and fan to him say, what the garlic capsules now so my son ya beya pomode was some a bet me agent now so pampe. High sense Ghana at one of the natural se chrome high in Srohe. A bunny TV fridge and nasa for papano, one more catching ye quacoto warm. Don't feel roofing sister Madumada Mentisiano. Ye crew ya down so ye bought down swa. Ye fan chance as ye shall phone ye cobonemum. Ye top papa ni bim budget cash and carrying penny for bayam wo kra wo some blue gent energy drink no anum dia ba ko e da na tia pochi wo se ye na wo sra wetimi enya capacity enya hoade atimi ebie bonu eye pepsod and cavity fighter no ene ye de ye se dwuma na fem ohene ye spices nti ye aduane a ye nsuro ho ye be ye aduane e denti be ma no wodidi a no okodi abonte obeka se asa me ye bone wo yire aduane a wo ye na ede ohene ye spices ewo mum jam ado and sans wenim se ket okre kuti ne ho adwendwen tu ntimi na akwotena wa kwada keta so abunkamfa so sa na obudambale se ti no wode wo slip ne dia basa ne be ya kakra bi wo tachere mas wo na wo sen no na hanim se yarefo ba kwa wo krom ha eye typhoid ya de ne ha adwene panti e na ruta titanic ho no mu a e de ma wo ruta mixture ne de malaria na eboa etimi etu asiem kasebo mu akenkanfo ye mem ohene gwa kasebo wa hene madam
nana ya kese ena
ohene nana kwame amo
Ghana man His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na kase man peni kyerese ansan wo ma bia betimi atumpo na afa ne ntuma padie fra no ya na ejino manfo na pomoden wo sem so ntino NDC abato ne boase eya nhyehyɛ titio efa ne Ghana fo ya pomoden ho sane be betimi aboa na wo haw na etuatua Ghana fo ye konso no ye betimi etuaboa na yetu ase man peni ato so ya wo ba amane a wo kyes we no wo be ne se frɛfrɛ kɔbɔ nti woni wote hɔ no a ne ya hwɛ ni penim difo apomodem mu wani abeni sikasem wani amanfo amaso wamwani atepa na afia to nsa fra mo se momra emesi nkonya se ne be ya enhyehyɛ fa ne apomode hu won betimi aye na afi yetimi abo amanfo na apomode ho sem Ghana ma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama akura to so abo amane a wo kye se mre mu de ya na ha adwene pa Africa maize ko wo hwe ye mpanifo ya ye be ye we will do something ye be ye bibia for mo de sa na so amanfo na apomode eguso a etete na pro na pansam wa kire se wo man Ghana say ya pomode wonsam na ban no etisu nko ade wo mo kwaye budget obehwese ne etie bia no budget na ye kwakoye no Ghana for ya pomode wonsam betime di kan what the sansam we gina kotu dwam Africa Health Sovereignty Summit e course won kramantemo and what say we na wo ye ni say wenim say amanfo bi ntiase we shall sustain initiative na eye hye mapa enu say amanfo amaso mpanifo gina beka wotira pam ho na afi ya dwendwene say yade be potepa na bibra man etimi teteye enu nti ye hwe ne etimi esia no kwan dia na etimi aboa ye ntie Ghana mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Samoa wade ato dwam.
The world has changed, but global health governance has not kept pace with the changing world. Today, I'm pleased to announce two significant commitments. The first is the Presidential High-Level Task Force on Global Health Governance. This will be a convening platform to engage global and continental partners to redesign the health governance systems for the world we live in now, not the world of yesterday. The second will be the launch of the Sustain Initiative, and this means scaling up sovereign transitions and institutional networks. This is a bold African-led platform that will align our national budgets with our health priorities, will mobilize sovereign, diaspora, and philanthropic capital into our health systems. It will foster cross-border learning, innovation, and accountability. And so let the world hear this from Accra. Africa's pain is not a deficit. It is a death of perspective. Africa's healing is not a plea. It is a rallying cry for sovereignty. Our sovereignty is not isolation. It is co-creation. Let us reset the moral compass of global health. Let us build systems that generate wealth, uphold dignity, and expand purpose. And let us not only reimagine our future, let us own it.
Ghana Mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Manensi one was also to us to say Akan home.
Africa must no longer be the patient. It must be the driver. It must be the author. It must be the architect and the advocate of its own health destiny. Here in Ghana, we have not stood still. We have uncapped our National Health Insurance Scheme financing, opening a fiscal space of about 3.5 billion cedis more for broader and deeper health coverage. We've launched the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, otherwise called Mahama Cares, a sovereign innovation mobilizing public, private, and philanthropic capital to tackle chronic disease burdens like hypertension, diabetes, and kidney failure. Our launch of our primary health care program in the coming months, along with the recruitment of community health volunteers, will improve the general health and wellness of our citizens, marking a significant step forward in preventive care. And that is where DG Tedros has promised to help us.
And here, Ghana Mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Sansam way, Salamat Kukwa Penton Ebuano.
Ya tuaka se bonoso. Mampani John Dramani Mahama sanso akasa biu na ni na ye African Health Sovereignty Summit ya. Wahene wa bo ho amane ya kire ye nche bia ina mampani ya samba ku biemu o kan ye. Afa apomuden won sam ewo ebibrem aman mu. Na mampani kasa no se obesre ni nuanom ebibrem aman panimfo ene wo maban nyina se. Sebi se apomuden ewo ho a ene ebetumi di ansesi abo se bibrem akase ye betumi atumpon osikam na ya ye se amanonne fo no am yetumi adi sika tumprada wa bra yankoye la sola la mfe ense chintu yensa yembu nkotodwe enkohwe sika ewo amanonne na wo kire mu se enkofi bo mpani se gina betire so ana sebi atopakese so gina titidin so sada no man bia mpuntu o man nkan ko man yedie egina o man kro no emu nipa pomuden so ne santi eno odi afutuo yi ema na wasra biewu senke beye pa Africa asei aban bia wa ha no wonya pomuden sese ye mapa bebo ma abribia no yanka se yare bia tiatese chine manfo nsem ankodo mo to na nanom ewo ensie do mampani sa pomuden ayese obi kan ye kotokra ye nsan ho enu oman bia mpuntuo abema ne nyeye wose asem bia dia se yetirimu a ayetaka ena yen apomuden ya yese nsonkonso ni mpuruka enum oman bia sikasem wose da bia ntesa so oman bia sikasem eye aeroplane dade anoma enka engine a edemu abemana tu fa sa apetu pre eye apomuden wose World Health Organization say wo mo dia ba se America sika dollar ba ku bia ye de be sha pomudin mu no eboama yenye chire mfa so America dollar no enan mampeni san kan say
Health is wealth, and we must reframe the economics of well-being. We must reject the outdated notion that health drains our economies. In truth, health is the engine of productivity and bedrock of inclusive growth. The WHO has shown that for every $1 invested in health resilience, it yields up to $4 in return. This return is even greater in Africa, where youthful populations represent latent economic dynamism. And so every malaria case that is prevented is a day of work that you have regained. Every maternal death that is avoided is a family that continues to remain stable. Every vaccinated child is a future you have secured for your nation. We must therefore urge our ministers of finance, and I'm sad our minister of finance is not here, to treat health as a capital investment, to encourage sovereign wealth funds to allocate resources to biotech, to diagnostics, and resilient infrastructure, to call on economists to revise national accounts to reflect health as productivity multiplier and not a consumption expense.
And not gentleman penny say what an insatiaka from kind of church master the trust road do say one say what bayana from the bia ama ebibrem Africa say yatam apomuden we Africa na boyebo na ya ye ho sese ye nto tia bebo ma ebibrem ade sha apomuden ewie peye.
And so I suggest that we act decisively at 3 levels. And the first one is that globally, we must champion a new health governance architecture that reflects a multipolar, digitally interconnected, climate-challenged world. Health governance must be democratic, it must be just, and it must be fit for the 21st century realities. The second one is that regionally, Africa must scale up its homegrown solutions. The Africa CDC, the African Medicine Agency, the African Continental Free Trade Area Health Corridors, and the AUDA NEPAD Resilience Agenda. These are all things that we need to scale up. And then nationally, we must execute not merely plans. This requires political will, domestic resource mobilization, and as DG Tedros said, effective leadership. So success is going to depend on our scaling innovations like PanaBios for digital health verification and pandemic preparedness, Proper for transparent medical supply chains, and BioNovac to transform vaccine production from molecules to the market.
Mampeni John Dramani Mahama Nyatene no Salamat Kuku Pentro na call African Health Sovereignty Summit yasia wode amanbu ibaye
nano yabo mamane se Morocco aban abeche Ghana wa asase ye fertilizer no moto no empem aduanan 40,000 bags ene osafo a ohwe akwadwuma so nunyamfo erikupoku afre edom ewo na so ye ho ache sa fertilizer yi e de amawo na ebra ochewie ye no ochechem chensan chofo se fertilizer e moto mpem aduanan no wode mu mpem aduonu 20,000 e ko from Mantam Volta region wode empem du ebeko oti Mantam emu afei ekwafo no bi ho nso so a aban di kan ma wo mo bag no empem du dada enu achi ekwafo no bi ho kankan no mo nya empem du no aban hwe so mbesanya empem num bi afiri ba bi aka ho sanse fertilizer no nkofo so di bi aba be che aban ayawa so West Wogon constituency nko abenya 1,000 bags Afram Plains North and so ebe mo 1,000 bags afei Afram Plains South so so benya 1,000 ena de aka so obobo so
and they never see a man Ghana for you now so to say from the Ministry of Agriculture ya from there ya frɛ yenuanom MPs and your regional ministers say saa nyoma we ye dey show monsa omo fan ko areas omo fan ko ma akuafo a ewo ho enti ya say Volta region omo this is no do so ya ma omo ko 20,000 afei Oti region ya ma omo 10,000 afei ya the Peasant Farmers Associations yenya ya phone kitchen na ya association ya president ne ya body for ewo ha omo so ya ma omo 5,000 baht ya dika omo 10,000 say omo farmers no complain say omo enya bia omo na dua na enya enya bia bi omo fa chiri emfa ema omo na 5,000 so esa ka ho afi ayawa so West Wagon ya say omo 1,000 bags Afram Plains North 1,000 bags Afram Plains South 1,000 bags Jirapa constituency 500 bags Bia West constituency 500 bags Central Afram Plains constituency 1,000 bags Okaboma 40,000 there's a 40,000 no ya de ni nyina dey eko and the person media ni nyina di ho adanse say Minister of Food and Agriculture fertilizer Morocco for the brain yenso yagina Ghana for nyina na emu ese fertilizer ni mfa koma yekuafo
enu achi oka say fertilizer no ebi so be ko mentifido
afei you be follow up ahwe say akodru ho ama akuafo no so sai dey akasa be ya na adwuma no ekoso tie delay a ebe ha ye nyina and I see we actually no Savannah region and upper east upper west and northeast region so 4 regions so your cast ebeko ho a yema region ni bia so 25,000 bucks the big guy the kakra ko say omo chemo ye we so eko akoso so afi na saafo no so nyina ebia se be ma ho so de no akoka mo nti ye da mu nyina amase na afi we de si ye ni so say ye pese fertilizer no ye be ye na afi ye hu ba bia ko nti bi wo ha we say ministry na ya ba desert ho na ba bi omo irrigation na fertilizer edema omo just because a percent impact no eye kese na production no yetimi enya ndodo
na ne kwakra mu Afram Plains North emrahye bedwani Peli Walase ave National Peasant Farmers Association we pay awal ena framanta musuafo munyamfo James Gunu wonum nyina ejina wone a enya bie anamu eda soafo no ene aban ase
fertilizer bag 1,000 they are here you bet me the diversion they are target na me oka Afram Plains North be a me MP na omunim say one of my principle is to give what is due the people to them.
In fact, because it's not enough, every region is taking 1,000 bucks. The regional representatives have sent it. You go to Upper West, you go check, or distributed to 8 districts. The farmers have taken it. Go to Upper East, come to Western. It's still ongoing. So when you give the inputs to the farmers themselves, that is how it gets to the ground. So there will be no diversion. In fact, this is the right thing to be doing.
This is timely intervention, and we are so much grateful. And we want to promise you that this will go down to the beneficiaries. Our farmers, they need it, and we're going to ensure that it gets to them so that Ghana can be fed.
Clinton Akwasi Amuako and a boss Ansimiano Ebre.
Wadi afutu anu ade kwa Africa ban penifo se wonhwe kwanya efi wo betimi ada demu na botai kese ye SDG go 12 no wotimi edru ho na pani a woda Mombasa krono anu wo Kenya eye Abdul Swama Sharif Nazi wode sansam wegina to dwabra wodi apamfo anim bepie mu amai Ghana mu na wo mo kwa pro kumase huhudu e hwado ma wo mo kwohwe sene ne dwumedie ne esi atie na no pani bo amane ye a wo chese mpepi no wo hwe bebi ti se ama Ghana se anasa Africa na ya na efi ye de bebre a na ye tu tokro bagayam tokro esonwa baitre na efi nyina ya to ye boase ye hwie guso ye wie pepepe ne yakata so fefefe ye kire se we ye kwan ya ye fa so akrakra no nanso opani abo amane a wo chese ba ne sa na ensi hodom a e wo se ebibiman penifo to oboase esi nkonwa critical thinking wo mo dwene enhyehyɛ ma pefi no wo mo ye wie a ye betimi adada mu na afi so ye timi asanso dia ye adwuma biom ye ntie na futuo ne hyehyɛ ma pane hyehyɛ ya wode ma Africa man penifo.
There's no price that you can be able to put on the environment. So whatever it is that you do, you need to realize the landfills are not something that work. We used to have a landfill in Mombasa. Today, you can't even be able to grow the toughest of grass, or even weeds cannot be able to grow in that particular area. Mind you, the population is increasing on a yearly basis. So whatever it is that was produced last year, expect more this year and expect more the year after and so forth. Land is going to be the same. The only thing that we're going to be doing is continuously adding more and more to that landfill. It is not sustainable to be able to do that, and the only solution out is to come up with the recycling so that we can be able to make use of what God has given us.
Penia wada Mombasa krona no Kenya maimu eye Abdul Swama Sharif Nazi nsam anono Eugene Amuasama wono ene dan kitahudie ano de ma huhudu aye wo Kumase wono so de nsam se tudwa.
Just one group of companies fear bebre atwa no ebesi ene ekoye anim no yeguso a yebo homoden wo eye broni begas environmental sanitation space ye sa no enye se ebia ye ne ye ho netayen ye sa se de be ya ye mpotem beche yare asebetu ehia ene ekom asebetu na Ghana so ene Africa man na se bibiman ene wiase nyina so afa ne ntoma pefra about recycling na eye mfasodie bebre na de wom ni se ye anye ne ya ye nyina e de yare ene yo hawpa na beba untimi mfa yare ne yo haw na beba na betimi agini pankwa no entoto adwuma ye no ntia no akire se adwuma ye a untimi ntoto na se enye enioma ye benya free mu ntina e bia ye di se adwuma na se de be ya enipa nkwa ho bambo beba na enu ntina adwuma ye di ye ne sa.
Ani ekwoti Eugene Amuasamwa wono ene dan kitahudie anom edema hudi aye no ewo kumase wasante mantemu na yese wato ne buase wo chechemu senia wodwumedi ankasa wosifa edino efa Samson Kwame Nyameche ene tro sansem wi
na United Gold Coast Convention UGCC edi mfrinsie duoson wotwe na mfrinsie duoson wotwe yi ena Patriotic Institute ene NPP National Council of Elders ye kolabo esise efirisi aduoson wotwe no ehun dwabo tonsa de friend nimdifo ne wo bibia wo pa abakosemetie se wo mrai na wo metie bi na ewe dwabo na se na chairman dwomtene ni de ma Council of Elders NPP osna manyoku no Ura Hackman owusu agiman ekasa wase no se wodna sam ina beye efutu ama Ghana mabu no obetre na se de akoso amanyosem nye obi ba amanyosem ade odi sine ni se wo be pene ho enya no ho tam am ya fro no to sikani belebele am odi sika to mprada wa bra sika no onfa kwan paso ene benya na emom obefa wo gadre apo ene kwan bone so corruption ketase se project dream na ne no se enye e magana babu no bia nsua na United Gold Coast Convention no a wo de baye wo da yeso no mo ni suade hunu na enye mepami ho anya na mum na eye oman no nkanko eno oman no mputu sunsum ena na ahye wo mma wo so besre se emebunu wo bibia wo mde besi wo mani so a ene enye oman ba pa sunsum wo beboa ma wo matumi aye wo mafam dia kwan pa so aboa ma oman no akonkan na mum corruption de wo munyi na kwa emwa
Mfia Josun Wachini no UGCC panimfo no eka bom na omuye se omni abofuru bedi nkita ho se ne be a ebenya afa hodie to omka bom Mfia Josun Wachini no ena yegusu yente ne ena yedi awoda ne kai ho se ade om de share nim se kro no bo se omambo ene ne ma nyina yenye no ebeye ntisi ye ne kai a yetimi ade fre amanfo kachira amanfo se enne die yakaye omudi anim no yempanifo no omadi kan ko no na ade bese ye ni se ebitnya ma Ghana aye krabehwe mu bia aba se obeye yi
en watre yi na Honorable Hackman owusu agima biewu otu mabunufo ese wo munji wo mu hunni sese bi obi bia ni wa obo ade gbo no se bi jojo urojo anakosanko bi obia waduma chede obo ade de ma no obi ehunu de no mfa adwuma ne mpanifu matibra papa ewo abrabom dache wo kanfo de ma mbabu ne se wo munya ahofama etu ho ache ahohyeso ani adwempa
se de akofom enukure de ho anu aka akofom nanso migidi se ya se fiasie ya kika bomi emrante ni mabawa ewom nso beti ase se ne se ba ya ne se yekuku skatu nsem memum ade aben wo ye di boa wo man wo ye ni ayi wo hwe ni mebia na awe ho se Ghana Russia na ko Black Star Line na ko obi abefo na ko ne bia no ko obi ka kire mi se Tanzania se ko wo paper ba ko brother from ko Rwanda Mizumako Tanzania sana miejima ho na kanine nte hontisa ese ne ya yefie Ghana yete bitnai iti ya kani na cheze ya na ese civil education bi na mrante ni mabawa nso ati asema ya itini adi ayibibia ebetimi amon
Honorable Hackman owusu agiman eye chairman the Council of Elders NPP Abdullah Dasmani ne president Sikabafo ena Eko 78th anniversary celebration United Gold Coast Convention mede ya se wom German boy ebaye ye dan wo sna manyoku MPP akache empenife bie pronto wo se wo bibia wakari ne ho ahwe ehun se obetumi to frank ade ama wo sna manyoku na koprin kunimdie dia ma manyoku no 2028 omra form so ho no mefa onko fele no mfamra na nyame ya adomo a afofra ibesimu no mebo prr na wo mato mo so aba dia Peace FM ya so ate ya hwehwe ma ya hu adi hu adanse ne se akompra ko Kennedy ohina Japan anka ne asen centrum na tebadwani wako Edward ayo akwa ne forms ede kire sa mpanyampa ne nuanyampa ne da so ne ni so ade hu so obetu frank ade ama osona manyoku no sebi enye kasa 20 antoponko na emume ne nibirisam empanifo se over 5 forms no a 100,000 Ghana cedis tetino 1 billion na se okọ filiwie na wo de ba na wo de 500,000 account na ni na ye 600,000 Ghana cedis na mpanifie bie pono no July bosome da to so no nkron ene o mu bie ye mpanifo kire mu August bosome da to so no nwotwe o metum akompre kwekere de yuna Japan kofa ne de yi ene o se mama nse yina nte se wonya MPP amanyoko no franka wo betu na wontum yihim no keke na mom wotu edi akosa akwapre nkunim edi abre amanyoko no se de se na efata wose ne campaign a wo ba beye no eye ahwohyeso campaign eye ahwofama netu nwache campaign eye campaign edi nsatraye ne foforoye ebebre wo man Ghana titru yesi kasem na biewu ama man no akonanim se de se na efata wei eye dia yate ahwehwem enwunu efiri NPP amanyoko no atenaye
na Ghana koko akuafo bi akasa e de afa enu akoko buo no a oso afo wesi kasem so e de tu dwa no ho akuafo no kire se wo ho adwiri wo mo pa se wo mo nsusu da sesei e na aban e ba be wo mo se onkoto koko mu ne enti a wo se wo de 128 cedis e na atu koko buo no eso wo dwene ho a onte ase kwa bia so wasa east ho e na yama ne bofo Listowell Abuaje da Costa one akuafo bi twetwe nkomoma wonum kan sa asemi ere kire no
Mama de wadada because they know what opposition pa said they know see kaso obo kuko mbe 60 million de anti ama me me kunu yakwa jibusia de akwa koko afuo masisi ano de awa ye de wanwa koko no kra ye be san to aton because wadada ye dodo
me de koko ntum ne de waka na enso no me ntum at least sa ye bi kura no me ma adwunu de nka senka yakobet 3500 edemaye now 3,220 there and there more because ni be bre ado etwa nkrampan ogu fertilizer obo so dronade and there me de madwena more ntino aban so sanso yehu bibi waka de na enso no sanso yehu bibi maye
kokoro ni tum na watum ne de in fact ya asofim kakra asofim aye ne se na no agina kan nsem no na kan ye kura 35 mpoi ana 40 mpoi nkaye na mom ne amesra ne se onhwe ne ye na akuafo no ye hu ni pa bi a yebe mauswa yebe tumi agya wa hwe ho gbura
yale ya yeta nya pa kase pa ye eniyale ye osi ndunu be ko ni sa ntama kokko djuma de in fact scam bapa de ankwa so ebia 3,500 and 4,000 amaya ebe du le bi ni kokko no be collapse
yanko sehwi asanwen so Western North ehon so ne akuafo no ka kire kwadwo prekese ni
ayade ebise enye obia na betimi ayesa wankasa wo makura wo fie kura na ho mo so kwenye izi nti se wayesa ye koso ase niama enkoso ti meka ze wayade
me de me hu ni se enye price ni nye pe omo wankasa omonum kasa when they were in opposition what they said about the price of cocoa right omo can say and MPP for and I'm not being politics. I'm trying to be fair. Because because everybody do say I say yeah citizens now minimum. You need to be see a steady near where the wet market price no. I do saying a quote saying before I say bet me just because looking at no money for any year. Ko bonje ko say personal ko no abano MP aban wo so na omo ka say obono omo di say kuafo no. Oso be make for 70%. Na price na abanje say galamse na fe na be ko kasi o. Obi abeton ko ma galamse for.
Why kokko de jon na je se o pe akunye na dinti na o head aka se obetum na we die na osisi yan na we kokko no kra na o mo ka no mo se wasi kokko no friend say wet market price so mo de maye no no achem miensa ana ono afa me no maye ba ko plus no de enye kra aban wanya de ekuafo ye brew ye brew asasi so pa se wetimi kokko bag why ni 32 de aban wanya de
eno ye sehwi asanwen so na se be kwa ifo nso so onom ne yenua kwa me konto boaten etwetwen komo
oza sankie to bapa ni yanyi ni akura matanka ye wan ne wadada too much se koko ye din wo ka kire se kodi wo muton 7,000 dikaga na anya kura an ko mai 6,000 sa na mu de bo MPP achia se ka do mu mai kura no mai 6,000 tinye ni se mu ba no kura de mu kura de mu kura 6,000 no mu nu hu half mpo
se enye kura we say obi ama na you asama wo ba ya wo kan say wo ba ye say we anya say me me say ana na say we so na ne odi tu mu de ana ba de fa na say wo nya bi mpo na wo de akọ enti ko no hwe no one sano no favor from
me se me hu ni ye na ya sa na ye ne ye kan ye kokwa no hodwuma din kan tumu no anka ye pe be 40 million enya 40 million anka ye pe so ye nya ne sa akuafo ye bre ye bre nti wonhwe no ontum kakra nka ho
no ano no kakra ese amanfo pese mo be kare bu mo tum to kokori sia na so tuma mo yan faso nti wantum se bia that cover him for the better we wait mama nti kakra no say man be here amaye
me so mu senye wo fa birthday wo kogu adro no kura birthday wo to adro no a ne boa didin sanke ko anim kakra anka ye pe
ko no ebo na ba ne de enye kura efi se ene wo fa birthday ba ko a e ya samu wo ma na duane a wo be ba no 1.4 na kokko yin so no akuafo no ye ya wa no hu wa nguso wa anya na ayi a entimen so ni nyina so ye eka enti wo beti kokko na wanya bia 2 bags now sise eniaba bi no a enti ene o momodin na sade no wo sika no nkoma no duru 40 no kra na 45 a enka obi anka ho asem
na Atiawin Mohammed ono yamane bofo a otonkra efri ahafo one na Sapon Emmanuel ono na esunafo North Municipal Cocoa Farmers Union wodano Atiawin ne no twetwe nkomo fa za cocoa bofufuro yi eho
Okuntumu no edi kan no metia wetie pojina na makoso wakase kokuntumu ne de akuapo de ani da so no ye no na yensaka ye hwehwe sebe kobese maduanan na komutumu duane na yahwe se betimi aboa akuapo ne yebusua nenso amansa na amansa nso juma yesu akopa to ho so de bidi aboa Ghana ani se ebedoku kufu nti anye hwe kura ne besomsa
na ne kwakra mu Odum Prince Lemford ono so asema mu ono akuafo twetwe nkomo
wasisi ye kura ade na mama ya ne de chese wobu ye kwase wo hu ze kuafo ye nkanipa ho kura kuafo ye nkanipa ho na wo tie kire ade nti na wo ka kire ze obema ye sei na kire wo ba ya wo de ketekete na wo to soma ye wo tie kire wo ti park na chie wo si ye se koko ye ton 70 million ye se ton 80 million na za wo ba ya wo de me ye 40 million bwe wo de me fa 2 million bwe anka ye wo fa hwa ade wa ye ye be de ne ye kura ye ma ye ko university me hwe university wanya de kura
on say omo ye say cocoa board or the 31 million no the buy no omo hwe wet market eno akufado the buy 31 million on my kuafo no 61%. But mama say obema kuafo 70%. Enti ade ne ye hwe wet market price na wo ho no e so simple
de ne ye hwe ni mu ne say o position no be ka say e wo say cocoa no kuani na anya kwara o so o ma 60 million per bag ene ye je baton no mu de ma no say ene ye je ne fa bedwane enti so de ye kokosi 3228.75 a let's just hope say chese ekuafo no mo ye nkwala se bi o ma dwene e wo fom enti se ne yesuo ye no sa na wi aso be
otwom motan kra isi a ye wa kan on fa bi ntoso biem chise ne mre no du na obatuma no watum what ya say obatuma no watum wantum a untum nkwabo no untum nya na hwe mane yeye wo ya hwe fa wan yeye de wa kan a waka wo yire kobo adwaman na opo wa de a ofo wa de wompa na januma no ko omida kamihwe se kamera 40 sipsi bi omukan no kamera 40 na ka 40 ho ntoye afa ama 40 be 33 na za wodi anhwe amo
de akuafo no bi ekan no na yemfa we so ewo manso tontokrom amanse south mainstream na de hye ne say aban ne omo udi ade bi a enye omo de se omo ti omo asase so agudi omo asase so omo ni hu kwan so omo tubi na yare concession no amajumakuo bi e from Asanko Gold Limited. Asanko Gold Limited for na se tontokroma asase no omo afa yare ama omo ena omo adehye na nkasa te na komde omo kori ikura na nkaka ne omo yedidie ena untimi nkonko ye bi ufa kanta na se opan se ukọ kori kura se sie ya Asanko foi ebe chi usesi a na no omo se ha dwene papa so omo ti omo asase so na agudie wa asase num na komuku omo de omo ntibida
yede yasema ye kan sasa no se atukuru ena omo pese omo tuye no mo be ye adwuma wo land no so yense ase because se yukuru ne da ha asase bia ni hase ya okaso utuya forest na de forest nso de efudu ifa kwetena nwura mu se ye be ye man ni wo mu fefe ese mo we since 2020 and ya request so mo paper mla ni yenhwe ni yehu sampa asase no eyo mo dia yensan kan bi due tesa nya de se mo ma ba be adwuma onti mo bi krom so me ya adwuma o se community no ona ni sia na nka hwe development bi an ko so e kire se asase no kwa mo be so adwuma mfa so de se ni benya ye so man no asase no ne yanso yedidi so nkofo mfuo nyina ne ade ho ne wo so nya adwuma no bi ne sika ne nka ye man mu ha ya yeso ayesu nyina wate ye frɛ no onfa ne nansi for mo maye onfa na no ntumu maye na adwuma e wo krum ha mabu no yaka ye ho abom se ya nkasa e beje license ne ya ye no one aban ne nkasa no mo mfa pe mo nya pepa no so mfa maye na ye nso ye santimi nkoya no ko adwuma bia ne kuro yi mu
na osan eka se wono mo de adesrede akoto asantemantamu suafo anim wo hwe nanim se obete ne nkan ni manimu ya
say no akwa wie say petition abamma bi akodi regional minister ho na ono say obefrɛ omo na wabusu omo because omo no patapa bi no mpɛ so omo de be adwuma omo ne pepa
we eyene a manso tontokrom adehye ɛhɔ ɛwɔ amanse south mansinimu wonom ɛde ɛto yɛnsankyerɛfo anim
aposifo ya wo nkramantem de atodwa abo amane a kyerɛ sɛ bere mu de ɔmahase ya wo ye hwehwemu afa na no kwasia de beto dwa sɛ Reach Junction ya no wo Madina sɛ yesi jabra ne to honom saa so na to 20 nipa bɛ sɛ 7 de wo mu prapra no wɔden pa na hwehwemu adi kan ya wo mu ayɛ betimi aka kyerɛ Ghana fo nyina ne sɛ bere gya to honom no wo mu ohu ne yɛkɔba ne sɛ tuo no obɛti dima ya dima kumpe sɛ ya entia nam so mafa ya mpanifo duru honom saa so na aposifo du wo sɛ ne bɛyɛ nipa na afeso nkwa ye betimi abɔ ho ba pani kwankyerefo yɛ kasa de ma aposifo wɔ nkramantem Supo Juliano Ben wani peace kase bodi nkɔmɔ kyerɛkyerɛ nsɛm sei
no premze ana yenya nentie sɛ ejabi ato biaye bi or Reach Junction wo Madina ninti no fire for ekɔ hwɛ sɛ ombɛhwɛ na eja no ano abrase na sɛ sɛbi mpo ejapade bi anase nipa bi na na ho aka etumi abrɛ no ase emu hɔ na police fo nya nentie sɛ mra eja no ehye no ɛyɛ abrantie bi ayeguso yɛ hwehwɛ no nso ejine tutu na emu no yɛanse no asɛm etwe yɛ hwehwɛm ne hu sɛ etututu no course no ɛyɛ nipa 7 na nipa nson ɛna ɔmo ho ɛkan ya yɛde ɔmo akwakoduru hospital ayɛ hwɛ sɛ sankɔfoɔ no yɛbɛgye wɔn kwa
aposifo amanensi wadoma wo masanso asre Ghana fo se aba ne se ya na yebetimi aboa sanse nipa wo mudi sansamfo atutura asem no ye ne saafo na na tintu ani wo hwe na so ntrem sane aboda otum se sa abone we wona na di ya kobo aposifo amanne emwa na nhwehwem no entimi si ase
Greater Accra Regional Police Command has started investigations and yetu anamo e dey afa asem no ho enye ejahihye ne sebe ejahihye no ejuma ko foforo ejuma omonso omoye omonhwehwemu nemom efa no nipa oba begina ho no mo a otutu tu a menemo kase akoka nkofo enson a omoguso pre won kwan sa nipa no ade a Regional Police Command Accra etu anamo afa ho a yehwe sentoma enyumre adechie ne nnakakra ewe yenimi bibibie be free sa na montuo na yetu no hwa ye de hwehwe nipa kro no ebisa ne ne ntipo nti a wokoye sa na bebi amran so eda no ye de betu no
Peniye wakasa de ma aposifo wɔ nkramantem Supo Juliano be sansem we Prince Bafo Samoa ena ebua no
Status Committee Esha Ghana Football Association ase wamo ena ose amanfo de abre omo se GFA president no kra no ni mfie no a wodie no eswa se mfie 9 mpre no zo no de eswa enka omo se sano se be ya oba GFA president a obetumi akọ emprensa so ena mpampa omo so omo de krata akọ FIFA se nka FIFA ma omo kwan no omo enye na sa proposal ya omo de ba abontini nyame eya adomo a bosumi e wo mu ya ne de to so dumiru na otwa ye besimu yi eno omo bekọ omo congress e wo Ghana Man Center of Excellence pram no omo kwa omo kwa akọji atum na omo kwaji tum wi ana che secretary okreku no a na no ye kọto aba obi a wadi GFA president da George Kwesi Afriye George okreku so unqualified say even George okreku mpo keto okreku so unqualified say obi a wadi GFA vice president da no ogina me eto ne so aba say GFA president ya di asem no kokoto a no matamaba no kotamale akwa koto aba no wotamale koto no so anka ho hwe e de ye te ho a tumi na ye de okire kwa hu se ne time aso wo ba besi fom no wo sa peka na kwan bia fa so a se be ya wo be san tena konwa no so na ja executive committee ne wo mo wo ho be conference de o masem de se obi anim dada enya de bia de ne kra ye nkwa gina kra na ebua se e abekronsa na ye nkoti a GFA General Secretary Prosper Harsenado was say clubs no kotoko hase mediama ne ho ahwafo no wo mo akra na trouble GFA fo no so o mo nkopetem ni bi nka ho na keta adwuma no a wo bo no o mo hu bi da ket no a wo ba ye under 17 under 20 memma ne man you no ntimi qualify international ABA no ket no a wo ba ye no a ye ko AFCON Ghana ne Sudan kwasi apia Sudan ewo group ye ntimi an qualify AFCON na ye besi 2026 ye ko ba Morocco yi Ghana an qualify bi no Prosper Harsenado nya akokoduro he Ghana fo anim e ko tena Sempa FM studio catch re Ghana fo say clubs no a na say GF fo no ko ba ko nka ho o ka say e say boni de wudi a say ya o ka no akwa referees fo no so aka ho say Referees Association of Ghana kra ka ho bi say GF president no betumi a comprehensive na referee fo no ba bonti say bema wo muti ten ni George say say bema obianka bibia nkyerɛw entro na wotwa ni jai obianka bibia nkyerɛw sɛ wo se referee fu abɛka kyerɛ wo sɛ GFA president betumi a comprehensive so a but referee kura wo frɛ wo krata kura wo de brɛ wo ɛne nkɔmɔ kura wo didi no fabra bonti no obi ehu ɛna nwumere a prosper si o ɛhɔ ne watwe asan ɛhɔ ne na nte saa wo twe afa mu ayɛ den sɛ wonim sɛ nte saa prosper wo twe afa mu ayɛ den enti baabi okoko tena ya o kan say class no ne efense referee fo no ne ma omedi proposal ba say GF fo no betimi akomprehend so no okoko na Sempa FM studio say no ne yenuan ma Sempa fo twetwe nkomo no
class made that proposal senior free members who send me my proposal no these are proposals that came from clubs referee associations who send any proposal members of the FA send any proposal any RFA so let me be clear too it's not in respect of one particular person it's a constitution yes it's for all the members don't forget say individuals don't come and say they are standing for election for DFA presidents. It's the members who propose. You need a number of members to propose you and support you. Even with FIFA, there no. A member associations nominating Infantino. So when you are doing the law, you are not doing for one particular person. It's for everybody, anybody who wants to be president.
Now, peace news. Esi Ghana Montana son cry. Kumase takrade. Ho any hope any nya kwayanko. Babia bisa man for say. Keto kure kusim fie mi no na 2 term na anso no mo ma na ba ko nka ho Ghana fo mo so mu sen
eyi break tama kusia te chi wo no ado this man odi je kusia te chi pa nya agro ono open constitution o tin constitution no ye on 3 times an ye djuma se ezisia the best side ono go FIFA na nkofo go escofo go ya na nkofo go tin ba amis won tama no but ono go FIFA na FIFA bem it's all tin constitution no ban Ghana na see but that's na ba so ba do okay
imagine GFA president obedo ye no on ye greediness what time aso abazi bem no o hwewia na previous GFA president say obi anya da imagine o ye mbra na wa hihye za 20 you have no right there baba sesambra abayi enwibra sisi footballer yo Ghana ni na wa basa ni bonzimbo onso enwa tisa ne time so or there what to aba manyi pafufuru no ba na or there aba no ordinance form say FIFA baba ni akra one ban because onye no kwando
David on boy nkra because ono ben mpo na adwuma na afi na ye hwewe na adwuma hye dan so ni mayenda ehete dem da akwesinya techi be ye tumi etu no ono so no times odo tuma okono bi fofo so bla na ye hwe npo fofo so no suban Wama Ghana football is on your door. And see, I put your park and number no now, pay about Pamano.
Because I don't buy ni 8 years in our videos and 9 years in our video. You want to be a la, why am from Blasters out to Yenin Colanda 17. Tournaments, Papa B and Wakwa, Wakwa, Nimiti, David.
Some to know me. And no, maybe how because I had the problem with Abba. The Omo to know me na. Young Quain.
Sir, I am say 2 times. Obiako 2 times. Now, maybe 200 grams so almost change your constitution, you know. I'm an accordion, 10 on 1 house. But the person there, nye dodo abokɔ na obetima bibi o woyɛ we ya so bomo dia 2 times kono betra so na do be no bi so aba na abato so na ye koye
enipa na adwuma a ɔyɛ nsani dia eni sɛ nsan yɛ den yɛ ma ne nto aso to me sɛ die adwuma a ɔyɛ no nsani dia eni sɛ wɔn to aso bi eni sɛ yɛ ma ne kwan ma nto aso yɛ nyina Ghana ma ne kwan ma nto aso so ɔba adwuma a ɔyɛ bi ansani bɔ no ɔmo bɔkora blaster na nkasa yɛ hu so ɔmo wi ni nya hwe ɛma no mu na ɛbɔ mmɔde nti ɔba ne yɛ hu na adwuma so nti ni kwan sɛ yɛ ma ne to aso masa
Africans ne bebre ni bebre pododo o ba kakra hu sɛ hɔ yɛ de kakra na o si fom na ɛyɛ ɔmo ya ɛni bebre sa ne bebre sa na ɛkɔ nya ntechi no fi a wo fɛ sɛ ɛtoa nso kyɛtoa mu a ɛyi nka na anamakyɛ dua so a ɔndɔge wa serve a wonya what you no person wonya dante ɔhome no bi so mra ɛna ɛnyɛ wo nkwa wo dia
mpunto be anaso sɛ influence be na onya wo Ghana Premier League no so azise wo san pre office bi mu no na ye de hwe no sɛ nka bi mu sɛ mpunto bi aba ye local league no wo bre na so na sɛ wo so wo pre office bi mu ana asɛmise kakra ye wo hɔ ye pɛsɛ ibisa wo no nti enkyere be na wo de man
we de wi onko mamonye no bi no we de wi onko because oba no ye hu hwe first in Ghana football kotoko na heart this time kotoko na heart mpuna what then obetre do no African po ye kwa yamod wanted Nations Cup ye kwa yamod wanted World Cup ye kwa yamod wanted nti mamonye no bi ni mamonje nda hwane ye de nti otra wa afi
kan say no kre tetem ni de emwa because the head of mo ye na enya de tetem no e be ye adwuma because yes as ye makwa ma tetem no apani bia ba ekoye nko baka sem de me tetem amekwa bia na de so hoye no enye but this careful ma ni akoto aba ma no yesre ndi emwa kakra meka no
tetem agenda na e de mampenfo no say emwa wo so obvious mu wo even presidency crampo ne ma 4 years when as modern book come some extra 4 years what you say and crampo after 8 years no qualify so they said the president be at this time I'm 12 years and the emwa when you modern bono be ya dia asase na first 3 years 4 years na 5 years na uze nipa no oba adwuma be hu na 12 years there betina fa ko din se mu sa for 12 years na ye hu hwe kan ko na gam so emwa ye onim difo a mu so omu opportunity meeting na dey implement policies e be boa
mpanyin wo kasa bia se amfo na ye dey a kire ne nto aso if se bia nipa na de na oba no ye nyina ye gitum se bia what the betterment of football and ba e dia e didn't na won deserve even kura na 5 times na se oba wa ma ye hwe a e didn't na ye be san ato ama
Ghana for na a kire wadwen efa ket okreku a wo pese o 22 times we ayensa ma ne bi nka ho sanse on de efi se obeye football administrator Ghana ha no ne seso ebi ma da kuma se bro no yenya so yenya ne so bi da yenya wo bia onimba omuso ono ket okreku da ti emfa Ghana football no nche no wonko bi nka ho sofo
na ya timpo anu nku ade ya tianwem enti adan ho awo GFA ene keto kreku ene ne mprensen yi a wo pen so na adwenkyere no ana krofo gusu yi na krofo kra echemu se wokọ aman bi so a wo football association president no said wo maye wo football nam na ye fefefe aso hu ana weni ka wom asa before wo hu mojanam ana adwamanfo wo hu oba akọkọ osisi echi no aye fefefe krobi so de wuyi weni enyi ya bono anadwu de somu kra wo besiri pe awe nanso ye de yi de okreku adawroma aye tantan sese bi efunu tonga obi ampompa awe wo hwa enhwe na kete krampo de wo ba no na nkrofo kra wo nmu gidie kakra se na so no krampo de wa yes sports kakra ama o team se kra wo Ghana troba kra na dance nkrofo di ni se said the nkrofo ayo mo football ama na ye fine ne nice e che fa nice de say wo no kati be die ye de be ye de kra chen esi kire nsuo na so ba ye football na ye nwonwono se kuni eni aman bi na nipa wo timpa nkrofo he ni mu se nka wo bayi anya we kra no gidie wo mu yi so wo tim so a sei watan so a sport journalist pen tinka bo no ni mu e ko wi ase no amaye hu sampa penifo kan ya wo mo ase se wunim wa hem ene wa moto mu ya na ntere so ye baba mpa wo tim apem kra no a untumi nye GFA president man nye yesa krofa kasapa na ba kwa nwumre wan so de ndia ba bebom kire mu se Ghana pa ye principal market okreku kwa na prince aso pa ne nso ye lose papa ene obi abetumi afa ye fo The Prime can say me chief executive officer at the Karela United. Or Sanso some training. Elonia Monday. Eloni say, yeah, some princess 1 hour mo de bano. Brofo, mienu. The Dikan was said to say, will be him no baba in some slate. Edia bo Ghana mambo papa, asumbo fatayu, slap. Makansa to ni patrimony bi. Eno ye one. Yet no ma GF4 de sa de yi here. Sebi e ya dapa no metwa ye no. E ye mpoa no metwa ye no. E ya tam didie kese pa. Eni kwanse etoa so. Hello, Majwe.
Eni amejo so good evening. Michie obi a o tie PSFM.
Ye na nse ajo so. Young so.
Oh, what already
hello.
Sorry.
Hello, ye.
Yes, sir.
Na me jawo, na me say young so.
So strong. Oh, where is the guy?
Oh, Newton, I'm your cousin. You
know, today.
I'm not more now, say.
Mabuye.
Na me catch editor there. Na a Miss Senior, assistant boys prefect. Ni na one easy house, room 2.
Oh, nice.
No answer, man. What a shot. And ready, I bought you for one come. Na me who brofia na msi anyam one website say school dear na ye fro brofuna na. Enti one movie I was say one insulting, a slap in the face of good governance. At the end of my third term, and she said, yeah, one would be insulting and a slap in the face of good governance.
Yo. But I usually madam at something there, 2019. So first of all, my man there, and some I'm Mexican, I'm speaking on my own behalf as a citizen of Ghana and a lawyer in Ghana Kromha. And my mother near there. First of all, GFA4, the Executive Council as constituted right now. Will betray the spirit of the reforms now in 2019 through the normalization committee and now with the support of technical support from FIFA, because in Brea 2019 giving president a term cap of 2 terms of 4 years each intentional on way end up, because me if they in a year back if but there was unlimited term was rules and and there was hue and cry and now can some day expose on him this year to say the 2 terms rules no you power no and this then a fit here almost getting into the 6th year. Actually, meaning it's banner warrior mamna, means but mostly our have been with you also by a media. Another 4 years after that you count. I don't know, or cinema what's for your or your power grab or your greed. All of the terms that people are using, I think, because it couldn't get some Ghana no constitution of Ghana had said president of Ghana over 2 terms. 2 terms. His Excellency John Mahama, he's in his second term, but the first one, Nana Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, will be 8 years. Now, John Mahama was on Wababa. When I watched the whole country, 2 years, 2 terms. And then our subsector of the economy or the country, which means 12 years to run. In football, within 8 years, you cannot achieve. The president can rule the country and implement policies and change the destiny of a country in 8 years. I will for football, 12 years and sana. So, 1 year for Indo, so 1 year for Wachinambo, they on here at the football near Wagana Cristiano, on year-term extension. You see, I think that is something that other Ghana yes sir, here radio, maybe the city Friday, what publish it about the WhatsApp email call platform or over the weekend and especially from Monday, radio for why one part, civil society here can one government here can government because football now here in Ghana. Government is a heavy investor and a heavy player in football in Ghana. So every year is one budget, one program for the year. Government spends more than even FIFA spends Ghana to run football in Ghana program. The government trying to maintain that side. Now, man from back there, FIFA then FIFA room to maintain Ghana as a year. One year there, yen embra na yen roof a yebeshe wo yen annual general meeting. Football for your friend Congress. Young Congress and catch say young Bram, young Brana Yabashano. Track FIFA for one brother. In part of this, FIFA guidelines now, provisions so provide or your minimum guidelines. Into FIFA now, Zurich, not showing the Ghana for 1 friend then 10 no cost rating. Because football now, yeah, will be asking now, even Africa, there are federations are 110 or 210. People actually wonder one super. Will be pedal grab power, will be pedal hold on to power, will be pedal smart power for an inordinate long time. Now, the football will come on after that. You should chair trauma or in camp. You see, only the year Madam night or by before 2019 no yamakwan madama samson bio
na asabisha sese ba na yesha sese ye bo ho nkomo no enra ye ne andicam ewo Kesben Media etwetwe ho nkomo na message ba obi ede ba ye ne se ka yenya ye se abebi bewu ana eso ebi ana tetem na aka no na wodi beye bibi den satraye aba.
Now, it's the same argument can be made for the presidency. Young country 1998. 1998. President Kufuor Obedadi. The first 210. The second could have made the same argument. The young Sambrano, the man another 3 times in Kapona obey. About saying, or call Yida Kamilko, may you so rest in peace. Or yet the Kaka, Yamin friend, President John Mahama winning, Olusi, after the first President Akufo-Addo Bay, what they need APS. So, all of these sectors, big issues from health through education, through infrastructure needs of the people, housing, all of these big questions are. Office government. Yes, the president, the framers in the wisdom of the framers of the constitution. What's the APS as I? They football. Then you confirm they football. You have to be a my. Now, my first 2 years, and the first 5 years, 2 years now. What's the second term before thing? Arrangement for 10. Between now and what's the second term because it will be 2.5 years to go. We're going to between now and the end of the second term. It's better. And Sama, another 4 years. I can damn pure. Money and then now a 2 months amount for year in the lead up to 2019 to bring sanity and respect and accountability into and good governance into football by this single letter. This week, they are doing all the work. They are threatening to undo all the work and send us back to the old days of abandoning.
What can you say? Sad decision where a slap in the face of good governance, and not just say, ya de abani amambo ena ya de eba ensese yimu. Young one say, and some be say, Koswana, yawo obi be say na sports minister or representing abano. Ebano ball any agudie mu nsemu a yente hwe na mpanifo betina wa yen hwe hansa se bibi se nkoso.
Well, minim consultation or GSA for why. But meaning there, let's say about what short email about Friday. Over the weekend, I'm after start the work on some in the end of the Monday. Of course, radio, do newspaper, website, I'm on some social media. And so the same energy and disappointment people will feel it while shadow. May assure that say abandoned here by Ochina now challenge it. Obudru Monaso, the amount from Jim to absurd dear people pedal way. Now, to them, I'm earlier on, Aban is the key stakeholder of football and sports because Aban spends cash. And second, one national team being now and since you are Aban support now football club or go even into club football or that Aban side. No catch right for the day. My worry on minute.
Na enuna se minimu adana wo wa homa no so a yebo Ghana for a wo mani di ball a yebo echi nsami ba ye se de wo mu hu no wo madwe nkire na wutumi se nkrofo adwa papa
metimu krom fantofo wakasa pi mukrom asantofo me baby so pi kumase metimu krom asantofo wakasa the length and breadth of the country people don't like this. People are upset.
And to no, sir, ya bibi na yetena wo de nsese de mirfam ne ye nhwe ha na katin ne momamfo yi kwa na wo mkogitum na de ayempese besie yi esi ena nyame mpangu na bonsam famfira so obekọ ne prensa so se eba ne saa insunsan so be na benya ewo ye ball a ye gbo wo oman mu so ene amambo pa wo kan ho asem yi.
I think that anyone who study Ghana political history over the last, even in this republic phase that we're in, more often than not, when governments get into their second term, I shudder to think what will happen in that third term for if the administration where you kukwasa na when you want to now when you third term. I shudder to think what will happen to football. Massive retrogression.
Where the beja no akokra no the coming of Keto Kroku edikan ya na wo ba wo papa yi na said de o kire ma ye hu se wojo se ice water isonyinu ahobrasia se adankon ya so na so wu se baby odi abeba ba beginani.
I mean, the question is, the Keto me shada in P. I don't know him as a person. I just know him from a professional viewpoint. Now, in that professional sense, I think he's a good man. Or any ideas, so there are any ideas, any objectives, or azoya. Me sure that any not for Christiana is Sunday. Why there or azoya? Or more reasons why or. But no currently there, reasons not the it flies in the face or go against the sentiment that the people in the country hold. And the sentiment that the people in the country hold is we brought a term limit of 2 terms for a reason. 2 terms, yes, for a reason. On here, if you don't want mistake away, you know, you will be no one wish away. Remember, Azar or in election. That is what democracy is about. On yet will be better what there for your Simbi, and I say, Alapane Watara or Cote d'Ivoire, and Apple Bia or Cameroon, there's some breath, will be so a amount for what we want to say. I want Casapoli in Kaombo with you, and often I want to say. Then confess what to say. Susana, I don't know to Susana. So one can say, Jintuma, okay, and push them 1 year.
On the 12th of August, Wambekwa Twaba. Ghana for be say delegate na Wambetwaba no clubs ne delegate na Wambeto no. Kebeya womo de betu omonimu a. Na so mo pe Ghana football yie pa na nya adwomone na wo mutirim. Na ye pese minkumi nya. Womo montungu. Wonso de na obeka kire wo mo.
Well, Nkofo number 124. 48 from the Division 1 class. I think 18 Premier League class or 2 representative seats, so that makes about 36. And then the rest are from constituent bodies, PFAG, RAG, school sports, women's football, we now work home, and over that. That association, the members here are point now. I think the way now, the interest of football at heart. But now, so sometimes them national politics. Sometimes there are pressures that are brought to bear on people, and even over one standard dictatorship, tyranny, and will show victimization. Sometimes these are the reasons. Sometimes people generally believe in position now with what happened. Now, the board members and the owners of all of these football clubs, but my best friend there on the 12th, people should look into their hearts and their conscience and say that Adri is a son for a reason. It is what the question about winning there. A vote for yes and now for no, or they in one kasa more there to Abako because more from our Ghana club or Russia football for CCR. What choice are you going to make? To make a choice between probity, accountability, good governance, or perpetuating the ambitions and the personal ambitions of someone. That is the choice that we are facing on August 12th.
Hello, and you ready? Yeah, that's what I know, Bray. Chief Executive Officer Macarella United, or Sanso, a good day. Sports and some training. Alonia Monday, and no, a train and Kumai. Na, I say the voice of the people, the voice of God. Na, your best friend. 124 at 114 no more to abano. What the woman sounds on call to about phones have been. Nana went Sabana, and a yepe, and a GF, and I say, Nisi, or Martin's man for the catcher. Editor.
Say Papa Penny 4. What think of when we can almost say, hey, and take the pen near him. To the Ghana football, come on him. Ghana football. Me, there be a mechanic, me bush any be a Ghana football. Me bush any be a mobile, but me Ghana football, me come with passion say. Emma Bruno and Nam Ghana Street is so near Jumaye. Show Emma Bruno Nam Street. Osham Ranti or Nam Kwamu has say, Etunton Dasta, Etunton Sadman, decided to bet me a ton party abobra.
No, I be that.
Braben and any boy to bet me a ton dust away, and the abeto plot, and the ababe sifie, I am to ma, abeware, and the abeshem mabe school fees. Now so, Anke ye sports year, football, and quackeke. Ranti anka bet me nya, and no crowd the can for pressure be anto aban so. Because football nya aban the two omuka. E di man ye sanki aye football ni athletics. Badminton is an way. Yet me a ye, na ye some ranty away in a free a street so. Like a bankrupt one ton. No, boxing yet me a boxing the idea year. And can fast what the bebro man in Yadakit one. And me help all as I am. Me say, what gun near Wootie me? Ebia some no wunya hu ni hu a eye. Ni hu eye ne say. Ya ball wa me kaipa 1997. 1998 Kumasi Asante Kotoko ne Accra House of Folk. Me name Bra Felix nya me mfa ne crazy eh Sofo Collins and I ran for akwefe na benwa ye fa fom fi Asante Kropon e ba Kumasi Baba Yara Sports Stadium sabra na e friend say Kumasi Sports Stadium tema make in 97 na President Kufuor nya renovate sabra na Kumasi Sports Stadium nua okwa out e tran nua bi no so no enua no kwa e kwa na nua no so ayema me task scoreboard no ho e na me hwe ball no pon ye ene ya ball wa ba bedru ba bi akotoko ne has ball wa ye be get free still am for nko this year fresh atawale say o san be bon and so still park nyema baby Ghana football aba bedru no yabo league atwa so be mfie de wo ye ni sponsorship yeni sponsorship
ya no mu die yi na sponsorship busua mo mu nya bi kura wo meton adan
wani nwu sa asem we ho na me de me kura po me ne wa enka danka Ghana ntimi an qualify for AFCON no sa dan na nka mo wa honim ana mu nim ade aye frɛ na ferry a na se ka mu sifom ene ye frɛ under 20 Ketokereku players under 17 Ketokereku under 23 Ketokereku Chan Ketokereku Black Stars aden ket Ghana ye wo ye ma war Ghana ye wo dia aden Ghana football ye wo dia
GF Mugabe
kwasi nyanta chi wanya sa nema we bi o kwasi wanya sa nema we bi da
enti editor enti Ketokereku no nani hu asem ho
dabi
enti won hwe ni predecessor dia wo ya to ho na wo ba me dia na me de jaji o enti ni pay ba ye pa dia kwasi antati ya to we na wo ba ye na dia wo wa ba be ye record a wo wa ba be ye record wa wo nti Ketokereku nkaji efe ye adwuma ana yi wa adwuma na wo wa fo obi se managing director ana nipa no be ye managing director no dia okoye no dia wo ye to we say ana new one ba ya wo ya nka still obema no contract extension ya bisa ko obema no contract extension na mo gba bro sama asini pa kuma sa
na no kofa coach ya wa kwa kofa Otuado we a wodo under 70 grown coach bida
p
ya ka so den kofa Otuado bae papa isa lepe ya kwa o ye technical director here time amudi adwuma no market Ketokereku obe apply bi mo amfa
nti e dey the
ene uni papa no na coach Black Stars indirectly because man say Ketokereku no adwuma no so
na Otuado de no ni Otuado de odi ma ku okura team man kura wontumi nkochi Otuado no wodi on wa ye kan de won kan we adana ye kan za no the passion near de ka za se mo si yet ampo eloni kan brofuna no insult na Ketokereku si ase so odi Ghana for atem ne wadi ye na ya tema hu se sebi manu situm na so mo fa nteme sebi office ye ya dwene ekuta ye no sebi enkwada kindergarten adwene because mo ko pe coach criteria mo de ba ye se mo di pe coach no Otuado en qualify ba kumpo na mo di amane so no be apply no mo na mo de ba yo Ghana for na mam said mo ko fa coach also this number of years as experience o man ka say mo na mo trotro de ba say coach aye pe no o coach also oyesei ko wi ase na mo de mo Otuado a mo requirement na kura o meet ade na ya to ni ahwe mo saa Radi Ankopon Morocco ni Europe e wa Africa Morocco e wo kwese do me say you football
sofo he me say de me ferry na ye me yapa ni say o mind say Ghana ba bi a ya beduru ye ni stadium ba ko pe a FIFA agya to say we ye boss ball o ye they say next month Ghana be World Cup qualifiers
September 4th near 70
any ye be qualifiers they say this year ko pachew ansa na yenya ba bia bobo Ghana ha this year ko pachew
one time Brazil or Africa said
this year ko pachew ansa na yenya ba bia bo Ketokereku si sa de we how
we ye nim guase for
FIFA this ka player FIFA masa don't bring
yourself na nipa no akopa kra ni aka dia yenka
Kate don't bring yourself wasofo ye ba hu
mo ya mambofo se ya den
ye ba hu mi su se si ai na nwumre ya em se free be no num no nan ba no num hobi no ena abrantie Shatawale Charles Niama Mensa ede betu dwa se Yoko Boss Raymond Acha ede etuo ene niama abani fie na sa suman no a Raymond Acha ade na die na no a na die ndisi aban ebe ko opposition ene onim se chairman so de bufu de na nsem de chairman keka bi pa chairman ayi no say go wrong Ghana nti chairman na ka say ne buafu papa na ye ka say se Yoko for the krata bi apiedwa na ensem wo krata num Yoko for say ye ka say Ghana fo ache Ghana aban ene America for Federal Bureau Investigation FBI for ye hwehwemu na nhwemu no de omukoko pie Trasaco Valley phase 1 ewa Accra na sa operation no ema omukoko che papa bi efe no nana kwabena amoa a ye kasei wodam ewo US a yama no 86 months so for convertical years mame na me nkoma ni mumra konkrata me nya kwanye 86 months na ka no wose bra omo ye nhwemu ewo nana kwabena amoa ihu ene mo hu ye bi yes aka yi a meka eho asemu yi na ka no wo mo age na ka no mo ko hu se ewo owura bi a efe no Charles ni ama adodo na afe no Shatawale ne ho na officers no mo ko Shatawale ho no mo ye very professional enti wo mo ye wo mo niema nyina yie ene Shatawale di nkomo e ma ono kura kan se wono ne brand Shatawale no sa ka no mebo ka ne di a kire mo sesi aka no ka ho ezo mo je ka no free nzamza na yokofo de ka no kwa ebe ye ferie ene ngu ase ama no nti wo mo nya no boko e ma omo ankasa e ma Shatawale kwan e ma ono ade ka no e bre wo mo ka no eye 2019 Lamborghini yes e friend no Lamborghini Euros kwa me so for na friend no Euros na ka no ye ka say e wo yokofo akache na esan say omko hu ka no wo Charles ni ama mensa ho nti no omo afa ne say wo ye person of interest onu owura bi so ka ho enti yokofo be frɛ no na ensem bi a wo ho no omo ne no aba beka esan say ka no omo hu say nana kwabra mo ano na japade a wonam krono so anya ya esom 4.743.44 million US dollars no eka ho nti omo ye nhyehyɛ na ka no masan e de akɔ America aburuchima mu na Charles ni ama mensa etafa ne Shatawale wone kane adwuma ni bi a no wo National Signal Bureau womo na yahwe omo hu se omo eye persons of interest a yokofo ebe frɛ womo no ma ba beboa ehwemu na yokofo se ehwemu no omo wie ho asem wo bia no na yeso omo de tudwa no omo de betudwa na womo no kra no omo di kan kɔ ye na omo ne shata twetwe nkomo no ka kire omo se asem no mo mfa ma abontere na womo nka asem no ko de mo mfa ma abontere tusha yokofo no se yese ne ye mfa ma abontere ampa kopim se chairman beka za nwumre yi enaja omo so anyway apie isofo na say
a mathematician there but 7 years 2 months
7 years 2 months eti nana kwabra mo anu yokofo se sa na etie we die afa na aba ye de twamu tawu e ma mo ye baba sesi a
Happy Delight Food Juice. Swachilala, chichi soso. Afrana pa. Epe pashu breakfast and was in woman. Joe Happy Delight Food Juice against with toast, cereal, and even them cool. And we a bread and fifi. The monster fridge man. Happy Delight Food Juice. One of what? And you be here. Have come to relax away. Suano, when you're. Let's say what the chamado. Happy Delight Food Juice. Off and a berry, I bring you all day long. One fruit juice. I'm Happy Delight. One different flavor. Different size. You number 1 liter. Number from NG 150. And 250 ml. A baby healthy life shows on your supermarket. Happy Life Fruit Juice. Loaded with taste.
Tune it in. Turn it up.
Peace FM.
And rip off the knob.
Abuzafo ya mama kwa baha ene brebe makwama ya de kasebo no asie. Nana ya okese. Ena
ohene nana kwame amo ena fe
ohene wa kasebo ahene kasebo nesi yamfa seda ema MTN we there for you everywhere you go is it dada ho ne ka na afiafia ho
bi hata no wala so betimi no
ebe ja no obi abehunu oh
MTN de ya de na ya de asem se me bon tew na am set time no kwane sam also we there for you everywhere you go afi yonkoto dro papa ebe siesi ahode be bam wo be de Paulson's chemist na dia bam Paulson's garlic castles na siesi ni pedua ne nka ne nye wonum enti wonum bia wode ho papa